Oh, I'm muted. I'm muted. No, I'm kidding. I was messing with you. We're playing ranked, as you can see. Commonwealth Motorized. I felt like playing Commonwealth Moto. Wait a minute. Did we play against them just recently? I remember somebody just writing GL at the start instead of like hi. Is that a guy who played like Soviet 2 times or 3 times or whatever? Should be a solid map for us. I'm not sure if I would have preferred the other side. Now that I'm looking at this, I just built this deck. I'm missing some Eric squads. Would have liked some Eric squads. But I built this in like 2 minutes. Had to put in the ADATs. If it was really tryharding, I'd not put in the ADATs, but it's just... Man, it's just pure aura. Yeah. We want to play wide, I think. Especially if we end up against like a mech deck. I'll be honest, I don't know why I have fob in here. I don't think I need a fob. Does I have 2 CBs? I kind of would like to. I want to land here. I want to land here. Let's get these. Get one of you. Maybe 2 of you. Maybe even a Milan 2 squad. If we can land there. Actually, let's replace one of these with another SAS squad. But right side, let's get at least a Milan. Recon squad. Some Fusiliers. SAS. Actually, how aggressive do you want to be for this town? I could go for like 2 Vickers. Various Aslevs. Some rovers. Honestly, maybe even just some rovers, not even Vickers. Because they're probably gonna die anyway, and the rovers have very good range. Let's go for something like this. Although the Vickers have stabilizers, so I have to watch out. And in the town, we're gonna put in some... This is where Highlanders would have been very good, for example. Try to put some commandos in there. Get you in mid. Grab the extra CP. Get another SAS for mid. Some MRVs. And maybe even some Aslavs to sneak about. Is that something? Alright, let's try this out. We're just winging it. Aslavs. You're gonna be cheeky. SAS. I'll try to get you in here. MRV, one there. The other one here. ATGM squads here and there. Recon squad also there. Saxons in there. All of them is an SAS. And did I move my Gazelle? I didn't. Nice. This is crash it? Yeah, it's Soviet. Did you kill something? One unload already, for fuck's sake. Oh, shame. Oh, I did. Dude, the Lynx is sick. Oh, those are just basic T-72s. Oh, come on. I believe in you. I believe in you. Oh, so close, though. So close. Yeah, maybe I should, like, stop with the... He's just going for base. Did he expect the mech deck? Interesting, very interesting. Honestly, just attack, move you forward. Okay. Get a second CV on. Actually split you up. Those are just bits now. Screw. Who cares? Let's reinforce this more SAS and another Gurkha squad. You have 1 armor, so if you get hit by this, you're dead. Nice, you can actually hit. Would you look at that? It's not that difficult now, is it? BMP2s. That is a rare sight. Unless you just forgot to measure more SAS. Okay, let's put this speed up to there. It actually put you in here. That's a screenshot. That's gonna be annoying. Move you over. Get like a row. OBR 87. Okay, buddy. What's the best to assault into like these best way to assault into attacking the scratch and VDVs, I wonder. Nothing great really. Let's get some mortars going. Get more Milan 2s. That was a crucial kill. P72 is coming. And let's just assault this with some commandos. There shouldn't be much more other than the that's the 24k. So don't forget that. Oh my god, dude! Of course you freaking miss. Jesus Christ. I mean, you were worried, but still. You're on a lead. I mean, that was just very, very... what's the word? Optimistic. You carry Gurkhas. You carry SAS. Su-25. Okay. We get some Wolverines. Let's get some Wolverines. Just spam. Right, there's still MP2s here. But you're not spotted. You're not spotted. I'm not gonna risk it. I'm gonna stay here in the bush. Or am I? Oh yeah, what are those? T-72s coming down mid. Let's get another Milan 2. Maybe I should try to push in there, see what's in there. If we can see what's in there. The BMP2s are moving, so let's move you. I think he's given up on this side. But let's still move those Wolverines there. I think they can be very cheeky. Get a Mexas maybe? There's definitely some stuff. Oh, there's a 25, yeah. Did get hit. Maybe an ADAS here could work. And this is again where Eric's would be very, very, very nice to have. Get into this town. Hello? that was 7HE for nothing, right? Just for no good reason. Because they've refused to go into this fucking town. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, if that's all buddy, then yeah. EB on that. Those are gonna Spetsnaz maybe. We saw some Spetsnaz in the opener. We need some more fire support here. Let's get some Wombats. They're very good fire support for their cost. Very good range, 10 points, 3 HE. Like, that's just very, very good. Okay, that's... I actually put in the Lynx 3 for shits and giggles. I think I should buy that maybe. I mean, yeah, I can literally just walk up because I don't have any decent AT there. But maybe those Fusiliers can just use it for my advantage. To my advantage. I mean, you're probably dead anyway. Might as well get the best value out of you. That is a disgusting angle, though. Jesus Christ. Oh, that's annoying. What about you shooting at? Also, maybe you should get a recon there, but not now, not now. Get something. Oh, they're not. There's no that died. Probably at the start of the game, huh? More commandos, deadly commandos. I should have. Okay, never mind. Never punished. He doesn't know that I can. That I don't even have an MG. You can't bait SAS. Use their MG on something. It just doesn't work. Attacking SAS with infantry and then following up with the vehicles just doesn't work. I mean, it not in the sense that it usually does. If you catch my drift. I don't even know what I'm trying to say with that. Let's start getting a CV. I want a CV up the line for sure. Actually, just get like a line of tripwires, so to speak, going here. Oh, okay. I could have saved that if I'd paid attention. Okay, I need some. Let's just get like 2 rapiers here. Oh, you know what? No, no, no. In the Wolverines we trust. And then we're gonna buy. I still have a Maxis here, but it's yeah. I should probably put this Maxis over there. Resupply you. Careful, the thing is in range. Move that. Thing's 3 into range as well. Actually, don't bother with the Hellfire here. I could have put an M108 in this deck, by the way, but I decided against it because that's just the guy I am. I don't know what I'm trying to say with this. I'm actually careful. They have their base 75 squads, but they have very good range. What did I lose there? What, an Aslav, I think, right? Oh, that's an early GG. I mean, sure. Was looking pretty good for us. I did kill an Aslav, and also I came with the Aslav right at the start. The SAS missing like 2 stingers on the 24k was actually criminal. And the Fusiliers did finish off the OVR 87. I mean, that was just almost textbook, right? And I think that is exactly that same player who played against like my last 5 1 versus 1s, 4 of them were against this guy, I think. Something like that. UAZ is, but I can understand. I can understand it to an extent in Soviets because there's so much stuff you want to put into your deck. There's just so much good stuff. So what do you have? Base T72 is interesting. You don't see that a lot these days, but honestly, I'm so here for it. Well, for one, people experimenting still, not just taking the same deck from like 2 years ago. Well, 6 years ago, maybe. It's also been buffed to 40 points with the South Africa DLC or the Italy DLC. I don't remember. It's a solid tank, right? The problem is, I think if you want to do this in Soviets, if you want to rely on like T72s for fire support, maybe you want to put in a card of Motor Strike in the 5-pointer. I feel like these days, if you're playing a fire support heavy deck, you could just. It's not a great spam infantry card, right? Because 5-pointer only has 1 armor, only 1 MG, and it's a 7.62mm MG, right? Although Motor Strike themselves are actually quite like high tier line infantry, I'd argue. And for the purposes of meat shielding, they're arguably better than MG3 infantry because the RPG7 is just so good. Given the fact that it doesn't cost you extra to get, right? I was a bit late with my Wombat. Yeah, this thing gets tracked immediately. That was just mismicro by him. And yeah, they just got cut out in the open. And got cut up out in the open. Nona. Yeah, honestly, I think you need those Motor Strike. Again, they're not a great card for spamming. I don't think there's any way to get around it. I'll be honest. Motor Strike in a BMP2 is an interesting choice. I mean, it's honestly a solid card, all things considered. For 30 points, it's a very strong package. But I'm not sure if you need the Conqueror's Carrier. I'm actually very interested in this deck. Maybe I should give Soviet 1 vs. 1 a try myself. I'm not the biggest Soviet fan, I'll be honest. in both ways. But there's a lot of stuff you can do, certainly. I've seen other people run this as well. But usually when you run it, I feel like that you also try to use it as a main fire support vehicle, and in that sense, Soviets have so much more to offer. I feel like BDV in a base PDRD is maybe that's the card that should be swapped with base Motor Strike in a 5-pointer. Or if you want to run something like this, go for base Morsky in a 5-pointer. If you want to spam shock infantry, because for the same cost, you get a 15 HP squad. Sure, you lose the RPG 16, which is solid, but for 20 points, it's not that great, I'll be honest. If this was a 50-point squad, that would be actually a criminally good card. But it's like overperforming for 15, underperforming for 20 points, that squad, I think. Unless you're playing Airborne. But, you know, that specializations can often make units that are mediocre and turn them into very good units. Just what specializations do. Let's actually take a look at their deck. Feels like every time I play them, they have a different deck. Not bad, not good. What an interesting name. The deck is called Soviet 2. Well, Sov 2. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you want to run the T80 UK, well, let me put it this way: if you want to run 2 cards of CVs, and one of them is the T80 UK, you basically have to run the UAC. So while I'm not a fan of it, I can understand why. Base Su-25, I think, is bait. I think that's kind of a bait card. It did okay against me, I think, in this match, and it is nice to snipe like infantry, like high HP infantry when they're in towns or something like that. But it's also relatively easy to kill, I'll be honest. Only 10% ECM and 2 armors only up front, which is not nearly as impactful as the 2 rear armor that the 25T has. I'm not necessarily saying you should replace this with the 25T, but I think if you want rocket pods, honestly, just run the Biz. I think these 80-point rocket pod planes are just very underrated in general. Or on maybe the 27K if you want to run something dedicated AT. or HE bomber. Although, admittedly, when it comes to HE bombers, Soviets don't have the best choices. I'll admit that. I just think that 225. Maybe I'm underrating it. It might also just be that it was a bad buy in this game. The Razzmann at 24D is certainly a choice, but I guess if you want a cheap or like an affordable all-purpose hind, it is a way to go. I also think it's criminal to not run the VP, honestly. The V got buffed with Italy or South Africa. Honestly, I don't remember. It's cheaper and 3 on hardened. Or maybe it was already 3 on hardened, but it's 90 points, not 100 anymore. But I think the VP is just too good to pass up on. I think, obviously, this is like going full tryhard mode to an extent. If you run around an MA28 because you just like the MA28, obviously do that. It's not a bad card. But 24p VP is just such a good all-purpose helicopter. That gun is just ridiculously good. I honestly, that thing, these guys already cost 30 points. Pay the extra 5 points for the BTR 80 upgrade. You saw what happened in this game. The difference between 1 and 2 armor, if they were in the BTR 80 or BTR 70, but at that point you might as well go for the BTR 80, right? They could have almost certainly be unloaded safely into the town, and while I'm not saying that would have changed the entire game, it would have made it a lot more difficult for me to get into the town, and honestly maybe even have denied it. Same for those Betsas. Running the PB on the 30+ point infantry squads is bait. It's just huge bait. It's good if you're running if you run Modo and you want to for some reason run Modo Strikey, or I guess in Modo you have no other choice, but if you want to run 10-point infantry in like a wheeled transport, sure. But once you go for elites that you buy like here and there one at a time, not running BTR 80 when you have it available is criminal. Or even the BTR 80A, for another 5 points on these guys. Although I guess you have one card of these. But that's do not run this if you have the 70 and especially the 80 available on like these expensive squads. You saw what happened. Those all Bushmasters just so easily kill these guys in the transports and force them to unload. This is also crazy. This is crazy. Hold up. I mean, if this is just an experimental deck, sure. Or if they're doing it intentional, knowing that's not optimal, then of course, sure. But this is more directed in general as to you, the viewers, like what my thought process is, right? BMPT is just too good to not run. Period. That thing is crazy. That is not a bad unit, right? You can spam like 4 or 8 of them. They can do a lot of work. Use my space defense, flank defense, sneak around, what have you. But running neither the BMPT nor the BTRT is insane, right? But again, if the purpose of this deck is to just have fun with BMP2s, BMP3s, and whatnot, then obviously that's fine. But I think one thing that you should definitely do is run these in a BTR 80 instead of the BTR 60 PB, right? That is something you like. That is a must. I think running BU and UM in 1 vs 1 is also kind of bait, I'll be honest. I think the 8 of the Super Heavy in 1 vs 1 is kind of over. Okay, maybe not over, right? But like, it's fine to run them. There was like a year or two where Super Heavies were like the meta, but that's like so long ago. And these days, they're good, they're fine, they can do a lot of work, but running 2 is kind of bait. I mean, or honestly, just run both upweighted. That's also fine. Because with these 2 cards, you also honestly bridge a lot of the gaps. These are definitely 2 cards you can run to that do everything that a Super Heavy can't, basically, right? This is a bit more expensive than your average medium tank, but can bully medium tanks quite a bit. And this is like a decent light tank that in close ranges can still be a threat to medium tanks. And could be good fire support, all purpose. And then you can run 2 cards of upweighted Super Heavies, for example. That's fine. Honestly, these days I prefer the Jurgen downweighted simply because upweighted it can't be too accurate. It's like MLRS and Mortar mortars. And I mean, okay, howitzers probably not, but emulators and mortars, sometimes, even if you don't run the entire card, you might want to actually keep them down because you might want them to be not that accurate. Also, I hate this order of planes, but it's just personal preference. Also this, right? This should be in slot 1. Interesting deck. My deck is this. I should replace some stuff here. I'm not sure what. I think probably the Gurkhas. Because then again, they're only 5 points cheaper than Commandos. I'm not sure. Let's do it like this. I do wish. Actually, no, that was fine. I do wish, but that would be busted. That they were shocked, like Legion 90, but this deck doesn't need the buff. And yes, there's one slot left over because I needed a 5th plane. Or wanted a 5th plane. For full tryhard, just remove the ADATs. And then you can fill this. Either another vehicle or another tank. And the fob honestly actually can go. I don't know why I have the fob in there. What do we want? Maybe just some cheap recon spam? Pathfinders are solid for town fighting. Reki for sneaking around. Aslev recon is honestly not needed. I have the MRV for that already. Let me double check. I could also remove actually the SCS in the AH7 and then put in Gurkhas again. Because for helo drops, I have the SBS. I'm not sure. Or I could run something else in here. Like that, although I have the Recon Ferret for like a ATGM carrier already. We don't get the aviary in here, so that's not an option. I also have this already too. Tanks, I could run the M41, honestly. That would actually be a solid idea. Try that. Alright. Wargame time. A short game, I know, but games are hard to find these days. And I have only so much time. Wargame is dying. Okay, we're looking at a vehicle. Could be transport, could be an anti-air Good autonomy. Good autonomy. Maybe like a BTR 1. Ah, no, you have 60 kmh, the 152. BTR 60, I think, is 80. I'm thinking of like a wheel that doesn't have the greatest off-road speed. I wanna say the 152 has. Also, the 152 is not that new. You're probably looking at something tracked. Let's try a B-hole. It doesn't have great autonomy. It doesn't have to be that good, but 600 at least. Or 600-ish at least. But like LVK, although it's probably 60 kmh. It's actually 65. Not a spag, but it's in a support tab. 65 kmh surface to air missile. The Strelaton M's are 60. HQ7? Also only has 500. It is wheeled though. Could it be the Spada? The H though. Spada is 55. Could it be just an OSA AKM? No. It's also too fast. 65 points. What? Wait, chaparrals are 40, 55, 17. Can't be that. Hawks are too slow. Books are too slow. The Sava is 65, but it's way too new. It's also 60 kmh, I'm pretty sure. It's definitely wheeled because it's not a mech or armored. 65 points. Can't be anything with Rollins because we know it's not in the West German coalition. Commonwealth. Doesn't have anything there. America, I'm pretty sure, doesn't have either. I mean, South Africa has some stuff. They have the Crotal at 60, then they have the, I want to say 85 point. They have the SHV. They have like 2 Crotals and they have the Roy cut. The other Crotal, I think, is more than 65. It's not just 5 points more than the basic Crotal. More. So it can't be that. Can't be Red Dragons. Italy only has a Sparta Aspide, and that thing is 55 points. Can't be Scandi. What am I missing? Can be the Prachka. Finland. It's the Edo 90, but it's too expensive. Kinda stumped here, I'll be honest. 65 points, 65 speed. Hongay 2 is 55, and so is the Italian. Finnish. No, it's not Chinese. Is there something in Eastern Bloc? Yugoslavia or Baltic, Finland I'm missing. It's the Ozas. They have Nevers and such, but not at 65 points. I really am kind of stumped here. That's the Book'em 1. That's the Protal on steroids. No, this is the Book'em 1. These are manpads. This is the manpad. This is the Hongay 2. And like I said, it's 55 points. Handsome. Oh, I forgot about freaking Blue Dragons. I'm racist, I'm afraid. No, I'm not. Oh, infantry? I think that's infantry. Okay. Less than 10 HP, weapons team. Let's try small. Also on a third weapon. It's 2 HP. It's an assault rifle. Oh, it's pretty new though. Maybe like a Stinger. You have SMGs. Wait, 15 or 25? They're that new. Could be like a Conqueror's M, for example. It's the Conqueror's M. Hello? I clicked on this. There you go. Alright. Weapon 2, rocket pod, weapon 1, twin autocannon. That's always spicy. I think those are just bags, basically. Netherlands. Cheetah. A really old spag. ZSU 57. Does this count? Maybe it counts and it's just a year that's wrong. 5 HP twin autocannon. Does this count as twin autocannon, I wonder? It does. Very old rocket pods. F5B. Oh, it's a slot 3 because it's a MiG 17 and has 2 guns. 4 HP or 5 HP unit, where the second weapon is a rocket pod. Oh, it's probably like an MI2. Or it's the. Yeah, it has a minigun and the rocket pods. Netherlands, it's just escort. 110 to really old and expensive. The Mitsubishi M2, is it 100 or 110 points? It's, god damn it. That's the M1107. 1107 command. Do they have a Leopard command? They do. I can. Oh, the MiG-21, really? Oh, the FFP is actually way too new. This is too autocannon, but it's actually too old. Command M60. All these M5770. Avia 28. Okay, okay. These old ass things, man. Japan, big. Command amphibious. Very old. SMG or howitzer. Let's go Buffalo 4. Big and amphibious. Is the Gvostika? Do you think that thing is big? Big and amphibious is actually interesting. LVT4 is not big. Wow, okay. I swear, if the Buffalo is big and the LVT4 for some reason isn't. Japan and big. Thunder is Korean, yeah. MS no SP. It's the it's like one of the howitzers. I was almost gonna write T80 UK, but that's probably medium. Oh, Japan. Oh, Japan. Command. Oh shit. SPD, SPW 50U? SMG or howitzer? Could they have SMGs? Command. Weapon type 1 howitzer. Command with SMGs. Probably Italian commands, but I have no idea what they're called. Oh, there you go. Gruppo Comando. Amphibious howitzer and Squastica. All of these are big, but the LVT is not. Buffalo 4. Let's see. And then we compare this to LVTP 7. I'm just gonna read this out for you. I'm not gonna put this on screen. So the LVT 7, unfortunately, all of the lengths and stuff. Oh no, this one is in meters. LVT 7, length 7.94 meters. LVT 4, 7.95. LVT 7, width 3.72. LVT 4, 3.25. So thus far, the LVT 4 is a tiny bit longer and a tiny bit narrower. Height, alright, height. LVT 7 is 30.26 meters, LVT 4 is 2.5 meters. I admit defeat. But I'm curious. LVT. I mean, in-game model-wise, though. Okay, that thing here makes it a bit taller. But not by that much if it I guess you could probably like hide those MGs down there. That makes it a lot flatter. Yeah, fine. Fine. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Goodbye.